The Minnesota Wild podcast is presented exclusively by Acrisure.
John, Dallas series, we saw almost no goals off the rush. This was just rush chance after rush chance, and also 5 goals pretty much from the same spot in the right circle. How do you digest the way you guys played defensively?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot to unpack in this one. It was a bit of a helter-skelter game, and obviously you can tell by the score. So, we'll take a look at some things and take some lessons out of this one and be ready for game 2.
John, obviously this game wasn't fully on Wallstedt there. What was going into your mind about maybe pulling him at any point in the game, or are you mostly going to stick with him no matter what?
No, I thought Wally played. I mean, look what the score was. It like we can say it was 9, but they got the empty netter, and I mean, their guy was in for a lot of goals against too.
You score 6 in a playoff game. You come back from down 3 to take a lead at one point. Does that say something? I mean, do you try and build on that, or just how do you digest that part of it?
Yeah, listen, the game was helter-skelter. We lost the game. There's certain areas we got to clean up and be ready to clean up, and we will. It's, if you lose a game, you got to take the lessons out of it and move on. If you win a game, you got to take the lessons out of it and continue to move on. That's what playoff hockey is. So there's certain things that we didn't do. I think there was multiple goals on things that, we could have done a better job on. To me, that's a positive. We pushed back and came back. That's what we do. That's who we are. I think those are positives. But, you have to be on point with attention to detail against this team. And if you're not, you leave yourself vulnerable to give up chances. And we gave up some chances, and they capitalized on them. So for me, a lot of the issues tonight for us are fixable.
John, we didn't really ask you about the quick turnaround this morning. I mean, how much, 36 hours ago, you didn't even know you were coming yesterday until 11:30 at night Friday. I mean, so you give them Friday off. Yesterday's an optional. Do you think a practice could get this team
I don't
prepared?
think the practice has anything to do with it. Mm-hmm. I think it's all about wrapping your head around the series and understanding the differences between Colorado and Dallas. And you have to take into account as well, Mike, that we just came off a 6-game series. So, there's guys that are playing a lot of minutes, hard minutes. Our team is always, responds the right way. I think if we went out there for, a 30 to 35-minute practice, it wouldn't have made 1 ounce of difference on this. It's about the mindset and understanding the differences between the two series and making sure that you have the energy and juice to be able to play. Now, in saying that, we had the energy and juice to play tonight. The details that we need to have against this team weren't as strong as they needed to be tonight.
Yeah, and that's what I was alluding. Not that you should have practiced, but just that this is a big difference between Dallas and Colorado. So, do you feel like a day of more preparation would help you when probably you thought you would have had a full practice today?
I don't think so.
Any other questions? Yes?
Just everybody healthy from this one, John? You okay that way? Or any changes you expect to have to make for next game?
I don't have any idea right now.
Anything else? Thanks,
All right, thanks.
The best place to go for all your Minnesota Wild audio needs is the official Minnesota Wild podcast presented by Acrisure. Everything Minnesota Wild related, including highlights, press conferences, players, coaches, general managers, and more. It's available on the official Minnesota Wild podcast presented by Acrisure. It's all just a click away at wild.com/podcast.